6th of March, Wednesday, Brisbane. We are discussing Canto 1, the creation, Sarga. Chapter 3, Krishna is the source of all incarnations, and verse number 39. 39, yes. Om Jnanatimrandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we saw that Sutta Goswami is answering the questions one by one, which were raised by the sages of Naimisharanya through Shaunak Rishi. And he has now described Brahma and Paramatma, and then now he's going to answer the sixth question. 1.3.39. Atheha dhanya bhagvanta ittam yadvasudeve khilalokanate kurvanti sarvatmakam bhavam nayatra bhuya parivarto graha. Atha, thus, iha, in this material, in this world, dhanyaha, successful, bhagvantaha, perfectly cognizant, itham, such, yat, what, vasudeve, unto the personality of Godhead, akhila, all embracing, lokanathe, unto the proprietor of all the universes, kurvanti, inspires, sarva atmakam, 100%, atma, spirit, bhavam, ecstasy, na, never, yatra, wherein, bhuyah, again, parivartaha, repetition, ugraha, dreadful. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: only by making such inquiries in this world can one be successful and perfectly cognizant. For such inquiries invoke transcendental ecstatic love unto the personality of Godhead, who is the proprietor of all the universes, and guarantees 100% immunity from the dreadful repetition of birth and death. It's a very beautiful purport, a very short purport, but a very, very sweet purport by Srila Prabhupada. The inquiry of the sages, headed by Saunaka, are herewith praised by Sutta Goswami on the merit of their transcendental nature. As already concluded, only the devotees of the Lord can know Him to a considerable extent, and no one else can know Him at all. So the devotees are perfectly cognizant of all spiritual knowledge. The personality of Godhead is the last word in absolute truth. Impersonal Brahma and localized Paramatma, Super Soul, are included in the knowledge of the personality of Godhead. So one who knows the personality of Godhead can automatically know all about Him, His multipotencies, and His expansions. So the devotees are congratulated as being all successful. A 100% devotee of the Lord is immune to the dreadful material miseries of repeated birth and death. So we can see here Prabhupada, in just one short purport, he's making so many points. That first of all, any questions we ask, it has to be judged on the merit of their transcendental nature. Prabhupada also used to say, a fool is not recognized unless he speaks up or unless he asks a question. But of course, that doesn't mean that, if we have a genuine question, we don't ask. I actually get quite a few devotees asking me questions after the class, and then we discuss these things, according to the scriptures. And Prabhupada says that yes, only the devotees can know the Lord only to a considerable extent. So yesterday we were discussing with one devotee and we're saying that Krishna gives us this, according to 15:15 in Bhagavad Gita, this knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness according to where we are and what our desires are. So of course, no one can know Krishna at all. And yesterday also in one of the classes we were discussing the apparent contradictions in what Krishna says, because in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the first verse, Krishna says that if anyone who worships me in full consciousness of me, he will know me in full, free from doubt. So, it's like interesting, do we know Krishna in full or don't we know Krishna in full? But as we will progress, we will see that as we progress in our spiritual lives, Krishna will reveal himself, directly through the scriptures, through the devotees, through the situations, whatever it is. And then Prabhupada mentions here that if we know about Krishna, the person Bhagavata, then we will know also, person Bhagavata, of course, is also used for the devotees. But if you know the Supreme Person, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna as a person, then automatically the knowledge of Brahma and Paramatma is included in that. And what is the benefit? That we are saved from the dreadful material miseries of repeated birth and death. Now, what happens in our lives is, we generally don't think that, this birth and death is a miserable thing. We're just going along, plodding in our lives. But then, as Prabhupada says in the introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam, that even with everything going nicely, there is some pinprick hurting us somewhere. And as an individual, as a society, as a community, as a nation, there's some pinprick which is hurting us. And whatever solution we might try to find materially, there will be another problem coming up. I asked Narayani Mataji one question. I said, Mataji, we are trying to navigate our lives, and we're trying to find material solutions one after the other. So it is quite challenging. So she answered very, very succinctly. She said that there are no material solutions to material problems. We have to look only towards spiritual solutions for our material problems. So sometimes we also think, how do we navigate this world, which is sometimes seems so alien? How do we find our purpose and satisfy our innermost yearning, our innermost desire? How can we actually live a joyful life and discover the happiness and security which we want? And here, Krishna in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam actually gives us a helping hand. So Krishna appears in the form of a scripture, and we will see in the next verse, 1:340, how both the person Bhagavata and the book Bhagavata are glorified. So 1:340. Idam Bhagavatam nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishihi Nishreyashaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasti Ayanam Mahat. Swasti Ayanam Mahat. Does anyone want to read the word to word in the translation, please?
I can do it.
Yes.
Okay. Idam, this, Bhagavatam, book containing the narration of the personality of Godhead and his pure devotees. Nama, of the name. Puranam, supplementary to the Vedas. Brahma Samhitam, incarnation of Lord Sri Krishna. Uttama Shloka, of the personality of Godhead. Charitam, activities. Chakara, compiled. Bhagavan, incarnation of the personality of Godhead. Rishi, Sri Vyasadeva. Nishreyasaya, for the ultimate good. Lokasya, of all people. Dhanyam, fully successful. Swasti, Swasti Ayanam, all blissful. Mahat, all perfect. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. This Srimad Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of God, and it is compiled by Srila Vyasadeva, the incarnation of God. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people, and it is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect.
Just think each and every word, each and every word of this verse is so potent, so important. Prabhupada said that, when we study Srimad Bhagavatam, we should take 1 month for each verse to study Bhagavatam. This was speaking in Melbourne, I think in 1974. Prabhupada said we should take 1 month to study each verse. And then he was saying that means we need 18,000 months. That means he said 150 years we have to live. So what he was saying is that every verse is so potent, so important that we should really meditate upon these verses and try to see what our Acharya is saying. So what word, again, Bhagavatam, book containing the narration of the personality of Godhead. Then Brahma Samhitam is incarnation of Lord Krishna. Uttama Shloka of the personality of Godhead. Charitam, the activities. Bhagavan, incarnation of the personality of Godhead. Rishi, Sri Vyasadeva. Nisheshaya, for the ultimate good, locus of all people. So, these are the words when we meditate upon these things and the questions being asked, it gives us so much benefit. Prabhupada also said that if you give a class and if the word Krishna comes as many times, the more times the word Krishna comes, the better the class it is. So, here in this purport, the word Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavatam is used so many times by Prabhupada. So just by repeating this purport, we get so much benefit. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared that Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless, sound representation of all Vedic knowledge and history. There are selected histories of great devotees who are in direct contact with the personality of Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of Lord Sri Krishna and is therefore non-different from him. Srimad Bhagavatam should be worshipped as respectfully as we worship the Lord. I'll repeat this. Srimad Bhagavatam should be worshipped as respectfully as we worship the Lord. Thereby we can derive the ultimate blessings of the Lord through its careful and patient study. As God is all light, all bliss and all perfection, so also is Srimad Bhagavatam. We can have all the transcendental light of the Supreme Brahma, Sri Krishna, from the recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam, provided it is received through the medium of the transparent spiritual master. Lord Chaitanya's private secretary, Srila Swarup Damodar Goswami, advised all intending visitors who came to see the Lord at Puri to make a study of the Bhagavatam from the person Bhagavatam. Person Bhagavatam is a self-realized bona fide spiritual master, and through him only can one understand the lessons of Bhagavatam in order to receive the desired result. One can derive from the study of the Bhagavatam all benefits that are possible to be derived from the personal presence of the Lord. I'll repeat this again. One can derive from the study of Bhagavatam all benefits that are possible to be derived from the personal presence of the Lord. It carries with it all the transcendental blessings of Lord Sri Krishna that we can expect from his personal contact. I hope you also are getting some goosebumps. Just imagine our fortune. Prabhupada's two very powerful statements that Srimad Bhagavatam should be worshipped as respectfully as we worship the Lord, and one can derive from the study of Bhagavatam all benefits that are possible to be derived from the personal presence of the Lord. Just imagine our fortune. I want to discuss maybe 1, 2, 3 classes on this verse. As we see that, we are going through difficulties in our life, we want happiness and security, and Krishna here gives us a helping hand. If we have this book with us, everything else in life will change slowly. And we have seen also in our life, changes have come. Families have changed, friends have changed, our houses have changed, jobs have changed, countries have changed. But if we keep Srimad Bhagavatam with us together, this book and the vision it gives us should remain the constant companion of us for the inspiration and the strength we can get from this. Sanatan Goswami, in his very wonderful Krishna Stavamala, he gives the Bhagavad Mahatmya. So I'm going to recite this, even though I'm not my voice is not the best, I'm not a good singer, but I'll try my best to sing it as best as I can. And there are 5 verses, so please hear carefully, and then we will unpack these 5 verses, glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. And then, if time permitting, we'll see what Jiva Goswami has to say, why the Bhagavatam is the best. If we can't finish it today, then we will continue tomorrow. Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha, Sarva Vedaika Satphala, Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya, Sarva Lokaika Drikpada, Sarva Bhagavata Prana, Srimad Bhagavata Prabho, Kali Dhvantotidaditya, Sri Krishna Parivartita. So this is the first and the second verse of Bhagavad Mahatmya. It says, Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha. It says, among all the Shastra, Bhagavatam is the nectar churned from the ocean of all Vedic scriptures. Sarva Vedaika Satphala. This is the prominent transcendental fruit of all the Vedas. And we'll touch on this topic once more when we speak about Vyasadeva. Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya. So this is the crest jewel of all the philosophical truths, of all the philosophical conclusions. This is the highest. Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya. Sarva Lokaika Drikpada. So this is the spiritual vision of people all over the world. So it is giving us a spiritual vision. Sarva Bhagavata Prana. This is the life and soul of all the Vaishnavas, all the Bhagavatas. Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu. Oh, Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu, you are the life and soul of all the Bhagavatas. Kali Dhvantoti Aditya. In this dark age of Kali, you have come as a sun, Aditya, as a sun, to dispel the darkness arising from the age of Kali. Sri Krishna Parivartita. You are actually Lord Krishna who has returned among us. Now, as we know, in the next couple of verses, we will see that after Krishna has gone, Krishna has come back as Srimad Bhagavatam. So, verse number 3. Paramananda Pathaya Prema Varshaksharayate Sarvada Sarvasevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namostume. Here, Sanatana Goswami very beautifully says, Paramananda Pathaya, that if I read it, when I read you, Srimad Bhagavatam, I get Paramananda, I get transcendental bliss. Why? Because each and every syllable, Prabhupada used to say, just read one page of Srimad Bhagavatam, not even one page, just one verse, not even one verse, just one line, not even one line, one word. Even if you read one word, what does Sanatana Goswami say here? Prema Varshi Aksharayate. From the syllables of Bhagavatam, the pure love of God will rain upon the reader. It will just fall as mercy falling on us. Sarvada Sarva Sevyaya. That means Bhagavatam is always served by everyone. Sri Krishnaya Namostume. And O Bhagavatam, you are an incarnation of Lord Krishna. So please accept my namaste, my obeisances. The next one is very beautiful for our practical life. If we understand that Bhagavatam, if it's our constant companion, Madeka Bandho Mat Sangin, Mad Guru Man Mahadhana, Man Nishtarka Mad Bhagya, Madananda Namostute. Mad Eka Bandho, O Bhagavatam, you are my only friend. Mad Sangin, you are my only companion. Mad Guru, you are my master. Man Mahadhana, you are my greatest wealth. Why? Because Bhagavatam is the one which is giving us vision and also transcendental bliss. Man Nishtarka, that means you are my big deliverer. You are Nishtarka means to deliver. Bhagavatam is our biggest deliverer. Mad Bhagya, my greatest fortune. Mad Ananda Namostume, that you are my bliss, you are my eternal bliss. And Namostute, I am offering my respectful obeisances unto you. And what does Bhagavatam do? Asadhu sadhu tadain ati nicha uchita kara mahana muncha kadachin mam premna hritkantayo spuraha. Such a nice ending as um, who was saying Madhurena Samapayet, everything must end sweetly. And that's why when we are eating, taking prasadam also, we end with a little sweet. Prabhupada also used to take his normal lunch, dal, roti, rice and sabji, but will end with a little piece of sandesh or barfi. So we end with Premna Hrit Kantayospura. So what does Bhagavatam do? Asadhu sadhuta dain. That he is the giver of saintliness to the unsaintly. Ati nich uchita kara. So for the fallen, he is the uplifter. Hana muncha kadachin mam. That please, 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 Srimad Bhagavatam, please manifest in my heart and in my throat. Premna hrit kantayospura. Hrit and kantha in my heart and my throat. Please manifest yourself and give me pure love for Lord Krishna. These are wonderful 5 verses in the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam by Sanatana Goswami in his Krishna Stava Leela. Now you might ask, why is Srimad Bhagavatam the topmost? And there can be many reasons. It is Amala Puran. It throws away all the cheating religion. It is giving us the highest bliss, describing Bhagavatam. It is taking us step by step and covering all the topics which we want to know. Sarga, Nisarga, Sarga, Visarga, Sthana, Pralaya, Poshana, Utaya, so many of them ultimately taking us to Sharanam, the ultimate shelter. Jiva Goswami, interestingly, he gives us 4 very prominent reasons. He says the other reasons of the prominence of Srimad Bhagavatam comes from these 4 reasons which Jiva Goswami gives us. So please note very carefully these 4 reasons why Jiva Goswami says Srimad Bhagavatam is the topmost literature. So Srimad Bhagavatam, he says, that is the emperor of all the literature. Why? Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamune Krite Kimva Parer Ishware. In the second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kimva Parer Ishware. So this was compiled by who? Mahamuni, Srila Vyasadeva. And when was it compiled? In the maturity of his when Srila Vyasadeva reached his maturity, so mind you, he has compiled all the literatures, he has written so much, and even then he is not happy. So after all the knowledge is given to the world, when he is coming to his maturity, he is compiling Srimad Bhagavatam. So because it was compiled in the maturity of the author, Srila Vyasadeva, Srimad Bhagavatam is the emperor of all the literatures. And as we know, this is the Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutra means it is the natural commentary of the Vedanta Sutra. Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary of the Vedanta Sutra. Why natural? Because he has already written everything else. And then now he's giving the commentary to his own Vedanta Sutra. So it'll be natural. And that's why when Vyasadeva has written everything, and now at the maturity of his knowledge, he's giving us Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's why it is Kimva Parar Ishware. What is the need of any other scripture? So that's the first reason, is that from the compiler side, from the author side, he is writing this in the maturity of his knowledge. The second reason which Jiva Goswami gives is the listener's urgency. Now, who was the listener here? Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and he had only 7 days. Now, when you know that I have just a few hours to live, just a few days to live, maybe a week to live, you will not give importance to any other thing. You will just want to hear only the most important thing in your life. So Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days only, and when he was there on the bank of Ganga, So many sages were there, and everyone was giving him different opinions. Do this, do that, hear about this, do this. Ultimately, when Sukadeva Goswami came, Parikshit Maharaj requested him that please speak to me the essence of everything. I want to hear the most important thing in life. And Parikshit Maharaj asked this question, that what is the duty of mankind, and especially of a human being who is on the verge of death. So imagine the listener's urgency when we are on our deathbed, especially when we don't know when the death is coming. We must be having this urgency of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So first one was the maturity of the author, Srila Vyasdev. Second one is the urgency of the listener. The third reason which Jiva Goswami gives is the speaker's task. Now, the speaker, the original speaker, here we see in our Srimad Bhagavatam, is Suta Goswami, because Shaunak Rishi, on behalf of all the sages at Naimisaranya, Shaunak Rishi is asking all the questions, 6 questions, to Suta Goswami. And the first question is, what is the ultimate good for all living beings, that we saw in the previous verse 1:3:39. 1:3:39, it says, Suta Goswami is glorifying the questions. Why? Because this inquiry is for the benefit of the entire world, and it is successful, and it makes us perfectly cognizant. So because it is for the benefit of the entire world, Suta Goswami also has to answer in a very, very perfect manner. The speaker's task also is very important here. So Suta Goswami has to answer questions, especially the first question, which is, what is the ultimate good for all people all the time? And that is Srimad Bhagavatam. And the fourth reason which Jiva Goswami gives is the methodology of presenting Srimad Bhagavatam. We can see that Srimad Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses. At different places, Bhagavatam instructs us differently. It is said that Vedas are instructing like a master to a student. There's a very nice verse which I used to remember before. Maybe after I finish, Viraj Prabhu can enlighten with that verse. There's a very nice verse where it says, Vedas instruct us like master to a student. The Puranas, instruct us like a friend. So Puranas, when they are, giving us the story, they're teaching us like a friend, more like a stories, and like a one friend instructing another friend. The Kavyas, the poets, the poetries, they teach like a lover is instructing a lover, or a lover is speaking to a lover. Whereas Bhagavatam's methodology is that it covers all three. At some places, it is instructing like a master to a student. In some places, it is instructing like a friend to a friend. And in some places, it is instructing like a lover to a lover. So Srimad Bhagavatam is actually instructing in all three manners together. So Jiva Goswami gives these 4 reasons why Srimad Bhagavatam is the supreme Grantha. And tomorrow we will cover a little bit on the person Bhagavatam and the book Bhagavatam. There's so much we can speak about Srimad Bhagavatam. There are many verses. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam, Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also mentions Aradhyo Bhagwan Vrajesh Taniya Tadhama Vrindavanam Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. What's the last one? Tatradara Naparo. Anyway, it's not coming. It will come sometime. So this way, when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the emperor of all the knowledge, from a person Bhagavatam. So we study book Bhagavata from a person Bhagavatam. And in the 40th verse here, Srila Prabhupada is making that point again and again, that when we are when we are in association of Srimad Bhagavatam, it's like we are with Lord Krishna himself. So I'll stop here. Granthraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If you have any reflections, any questions, any comments, please unmute yourself and Speak up. Anyone? I think your internet is weak, Prabhu, so we cannot hear you if someone is trying to say. Sorry, Prabhu, your internet is very weak, so we cannot hear you. If you can hear me. So, no, sorry. Okay, so if there are no other questions or comments, we'll end here.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for the nice class.
Thank you, Mahendra Prabhu.
Very nice to learn that Srimad Bhagavatam is the most superior Granth in the world.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank
Prabhu.
you. Hare Krishna.
Very nice verse, and you explained it very nicely. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. May you all have a very wonderful devotional day. Tomorrow is Ekadashi, so fasting from grains and beans and spending more time in reading, chanting, hearing and remembering the Lord.
Hare Krishna
Happy
Prabhu. Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu.
Lucky Raj Prabhu ki
Hare
jai.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.